Thursday, June 17th, so 9 days before the 50K down in the Black Hills, and I'm feeling really good. What we got today, of course, we're on the track. We're gonna do some speed work today, nothing crazy because we're tapering, and yeah, the race isn't far away. So already did a 1 mile warm up. Now we're gonna do 4 800-meter intervals. So go 800 meters. I'm gonna just shoot for a 6:30 to 7 minute pace. Like nothing crazy to be pushing myself too hard, but still getting in some speed work. And what I want to do today in this video is between intervals, I want to share with you a mistake, like my biggest mistakes that I made for my first ultramarathon like 16 months ago, and how I'm changing that and what I've learned over the past year plus. And it's crazy, like going into that first ultramarathon, I felt like I knew a lot of the stuff, but looking back, I can't believe how unprepared I was, and it makes sense with how bad everything hurt during it. So this one should be better, but I'm gonna break that down for you guys. So enjoy the video. Now it's time to get in the first interval. So let's go, first half mile. First one done, and the pace was 6:32. So it actually was a little faster than I would have liked. So I'm gonna try to ease it down to like 6:40, 6:45. But hey, if I'm feeling good and super fluid without needing to push myself too hard, I'll just stick with it. But the first mistake that I made was I did not pay attention to sodium. I talked about this in last week's video a little bit, but there's 3 main electrolytes that everybody talks about, which is potassium. So everybody's like, bananas, eat your bananas. Magnesium, and then the most important is sodium. I don't know why it's demonized, but if you're not working out, I guess, then it can be bad if you're taking in excessive amounts. But if you're super active, sweating a lot, you need it. And I just remember in Arizona during the race, got to the first aid station, and there was a big bowl of boiled potatoes. I got super excited. I ate a bunch of them, but I was so confused when I saw the little bowl of salt next to it. I didn't know why. And it was so you could grab the potato, dab it in the salt, and then eat it. So that way you'd get carbs and your sodium. Because if you do not have sodium, you will likely cramp, like pretty dang bad, and also you won't feel good. I don't know how I didn't cramp, but lady saved me on the last lap, and she showed up. She had some salt tablets, I guess. So I had like 10 miles left, and I was walking, and she got me going. And that's the beautiful thing about ultramarathons too, is the community aspect. So that was my first mistake, of maybe most important too. So time to go do another half mile, and then I'll be back with number 2. So that one was a 6:33 minute per mile pace. Felt good, really fluid, and I'm so happy with how I feel after like February and January this year. The knee, I thought I was like done. Like I thought I had something torn, meniscus, and needed surgery or something, but thankful rest and just taking better care of my body. I kind of did go through a stage there where I allowed myself to become too balanced and allowed myself to eat too much like food that doesn't sit well with me, and I know it doesn't benefit me as far as like fitness and health goes. But that's all about self-awareness. Caught myself, and here we are, feeling amazing, mid-June. And mistake number 2 that I made during my first ultramarathon was I did not taper. I basically did the opposite of a taper. So a taper is where you reduce mileage quite a bit, like the 2 to 3 weeks coming up on the race. And 6 days before the race, I ran 20 miles, which is, that was my longest run of my entire life at that moment. So I had 6 days to recover from the longest run of my life, and then had to go run 31 miles on that Saturday. And I just know I was not recovered. So take that into consideration. If you're gonna be doing an ultramarathon, make sure, yes, work hard, train hard, but make sure those last 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, are a lot easier on you so you can fully recover, and also make sure you fuel up. So let's go to interval number 3. Third one done, that was at a 6:26 per mile pace, so still a little faster, but I felt good. I wasn't exerting so much energy to where I knew it'd be breaking down my body too much. But let's get to mistake number 3. And my third mistake is that I did not have the right shoes. And I don't have the shoes that I wore with me right now, but when we get back to the house, I will show you and you'll be like, what? So, well, Lug. Yeah, right now for today, for my speed work, I'm wearing the, I don't know, how do you say it, Saucony or Saucony? Midwestern, Saucony, we'll say Saucony, Endorphin Speeds. And then for like the trail shoes, I like to use the Hoka Speed Goats, but I haven't really used anything else. So don't take my word completely on that, but I like them just because they're super cushioned. But I'm gonna get this last one done, get the cool down mile done, and then I'll show you those shoes. So these are the Saucony Endorphin Speeds that I was talking about. Pretty nice, super comfy. They kind of took some getting used to, but now that I'm comfortable with them, I love them, especially for just speed days like this, because they're not meant to go slow, speed galore. But let's get to the other pair. So these are the training shoes I was talking about. Well, I don't know if I mentioned that they were training, but this is what I wore for the first ultramarathon, 50K. And these are not running shoes, they are training shoes. Yeah, they're not trail shoes, they're not even running shoes, they're training shoes. And what I used them for before running was squats and deadlifts. So yeah, there was little to no cushion. Solid. So I was using these for squats and deadlifts, and they were not the best for running. And after the run, my ankles and my knees they felt very swollen. I know they'd be swollen regardless, just because it's a distance that I never ran before in my life and I wasn't that experienced with it, but I know it wouldn't have been that bad as if I had like legit trail shoes or at least running shoes. So get something with cushion and you will thank yourself. I didn't get any blisters somehow, but these form really good around the foot, but very little cushion. So that is my third mistake. And I can't believe, like looking back at it, can't believe I made all of them, but I did. And here we are learning. And this 50K should go a lot better. I look forward to this one rather than that one I was not excited for. Like getting up in the morning is like, okay, here we go. Let's go do this, see what happens. Have zero idea what's gonna happen. And it hurt really bad, but it was super rewarding, and that's why I started signing up for more. So, with that being said, let's go to whatever the next footage I wanna film is. Check it out. before I eat all these balls, I want to give you guys a little tip on, well, if you're tracking calories or if you're tracking calories and macronutrients, how I go about tracking recipes that you just throw a bunch of ingredients together with. And these are protein energy bites. I'll put a picture up or the name of them. It's on BPN's website. I'm not going to take credit for this one. It's really good. It's really good. I had one warm right after and it was super soft, but I like them better now that they're cold, a little firmer. But how I track these. So the recipe said it was gonna make 20 to 24 of them, but I thought those were way too small. So I just made them about the size that I wanted them to be, and it turned out to be 9 of them. So what I do is, watch this video right here, you could see it, is I go into MyFitnessPal and I track every single ingredient in the entire recipe, and then I get the total calorie amount for the whole thing. So in this case, it's 1,670 calories. And then what I do is I divide each ingredient by 9 because there was 9 balls. Emphasis on balls. So 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. So what I'd put in instead of what's 1 divided by 9? I can't remember. It'd be 0.12 or something, or 0.112. You could put that in there. So that's how much of a tablespoon is in 1 ball. And then you could do that, go down the line, do it for peanut butter, honey, oats, almond milk, and also the protein powder. But I'm super happy with this recipe. I hope that helps. And it's just something that has really helped me over the past, I only found this out like last year, and I've been tracking calories, macros for 5-6 years now, and I'm just super proud of it. So hey, do it, use it up if you make anything in bulk. So I'm gonna eat one of these. Cheers. You found me. I did. That a rooster?
Big old cock.
I was like, what the hell is that? Always hits the spot, especially after the long run. So earn your beer and they taste way better. But that's gonna wrap up the video. We did 18 miles this week after you just saw me do 7 miles in however long that little footage was, but felt really good. And I'm looking forward to next week. Next week is race day, the 50K anyway. And then I gotta consider that training, push myself a little bit, but make sure that I can bounce back from it fairly quick, because about like 5 weeks later is when I do the 56 miler. So that's all I got. Hopefully you guys have a freaking good day and earn your beer.